By that one simple thing, you have given that person permission to take up space. As able-bodied people, when you're walking around, you're naturally making eye contact with everybody else, correct? That's you acknowledging each other. You're acknowledging, hey, I see you there, I see you taking up space, I see you there. Whether you don't say a word or anything, you're acknowledging each other. When you're seated, you don't get that. And I actually had a psychologist say to me at a networking event, oh, sorry, I didn't see you down there. What? I'm like, girl, you're 5'2", chill. How short do you think I am? And like, down there, it really upset me. And I talked to her about it the next day, and she said she didn't even realize she said it. So the important lesson there is we should think before we speak. Should. Everybody should. Not everybody does. So we just see people with disabilities. If you look at them, you're in the mall, you're at the airport, you're somewhere, and you see somebody with a disability, just look at them. That's all you have to do. Because too often, we are both invisible and hypervisible at the same time. Too often, this is the response I get. And you know what this says to me? This says to me, you see me, it brings up awkward feelings in you that you don't want to deal with, so you're just going to pretend like I'm not there. How does that make you feel? Not good. So in the beginning of my paralysis journey, that kind of response would have ruined my day. I would have canceled everything I was doing, I would have started crying, I would have gone home, completely ruined my day. Now, I just go up to a person and say, hey, my legs don't work, but my eyes do, and you look ridiculous. That's so fun. It's so fun for me to like razz able-bodied people. It's how we get our jollies as people with disabilities. Okay, my next tip is my 3 tips are very like common sense, okay? My next one, leave the accessible parking stalls for those who need them. We laugh, but this is a very big problem in this city. It's a very big problem. And can anybody guess who the worst culprits are? Food delivery people. Uber Eats, DoorDash, they're the worst. Second in line, first responders. Police, ambulance, fire trucks. They're the worst culprits. And I speak to EPS multiple times a year, and now they are telling all their recruits, you better not be parking in the accessible stalls. And I get it, they're the closest to the front door. They're often empty, I get it. But in the times that I've seen it, there's been parking stalls right next to the accessible stalls. There's been empty stalls right behind the accessible stalls. These are there for a reason. Now I have a TV show called Push, and in season 2, we held a protest. That's where these pictures are from. We found an open-air Government of Alberta parking lot downtown Edmonton. We showed up at 6 a.m. with 60 wheelchairs, and we put a wheelchair in every single parking stall. We put signs in all of the wheelchairs, and we never let anybody park there. Sorry, oh, you had to go to work? Oh, I'm so sorry, you can't park here today. It's taken, will just be a minute though. Oh, I'm just picking somebody up. Sorry, you can't park here. And many people go like, oh, I'm gonna be late. Yeah, just like how we're late for every appointment, everything that we have to go to because we can't find parking. If you think we're being a nuisance, we're trying to. That's the point of it. Because this is such a big problem. And I think a big part of it is just ignorance. A lot of people don't think about what those spots are, why those spots are there, who they're there for, what they're there for. So that's why I want to share this, because if there's any ignorance in this room, after today there won't be. My third tip is leave the accessible bathroom stall for those who need them as well. And again, a lot of people just don't think about this. It's often the first stall when you walk in, and if you really got to use the bathroom, that's the one you're going to go into. I was guilty of this too before I became the person who needed it. But I'm going to share a story with you as to the reason why. Now this story is not unique. So I have a neurogenic bowel and bladder, and that means different things for different people. For me, it means I can feel when I got So when I gotta go, I gotta go. So my mom and I were driving around one day, and I had to go to the bathroom. We saw a Walmart. Cool. We pull over into the Walmart, get in my chair, boogie down to the bathroom, fly past 15 open, regular-sized stalls to the one accessible stall at the end. I ran into it with my chair, because that's how we open doors, and it's locked. Oh no, okay. So I kind of look under the door, and I see 2 feet sitting there. Okay, that's okay, Bean, it's okay, we can wait. And in my head, my mantra is, my bladder is relaxed and my sphincters are tight. My bladder is relaxed and my sphincters are tight. Right? Positive thoughts. Okay, so now I can't wait. So I knock on the door, and I say, excuse me, are you almost finished in there? No, I'm not. You're going to have to use another stall. Well, this is the only stall I can fit into. Well, then I guess you're going to have to wait till I'm done, she says. So what choice do I have? So I sat there, and I peed my pants. Because I can't hold it. And when she came out of the stall, she had the audacity to exit like this. Covering her face, turning her head away from me, not wanting to see me or acknowledge me. She met mean being that day. And I went up one side, and I went down the other. Then she went to the sinks where she met mean being mom. Yeah, exactly. But then my mom had to go into Walmart. She had to buy me underwear, shorts, and a towel to sit on. And I got to sit in this warm lady's poop smell, clean myself up. So how much dignity do you think I felt in that moment? Minus 1,000. Those are the days, those are the moments where you don't even feel like a human. Like, okay, cool, thanks for this. That's why I say these little things that seem so little are so important for so many people. That one bathroom stall is there for a reason. And if you have the desire to need to use that bathroom stall, then I ask you to advocate with us and for us to make every single bathroom stall accessible. Let's make every single parking stall accessible. If Costco can do it, anybody can do it. But nobody thinks about it. People think, people with disabilities don't go shopping. People with disabilities don't go to the gym. People with disabilities don't go to work. We only need 1 or 2 parking stalls. Wrong. So many of us need it. So far today, I've only talked about visible physical disabilities. What about all those living with invisible disabilities? They also need those spots. They also need those stalls. So there's a gray zone with the bathrooms. Now, can anybody guess what I'm talking about when I say gray zone? It's in the picture here. And if you can, just shout it out if you're feeling brave and courageous. The change table, correct. Out of convenience, most businesses will put the change table in the accessible stall because there's room. So what choice do parents have? They don't. So I don't get upset at parents because what choice do they have? So that's another thing we need to advocate for. Change tables need to be moved out of the accessible stall, and they also need to be put in all men's bathrooms and in all gender-neutral bathrooms as well. Because having them only in the female bathrooms is very sexist. Disabilities are diverse and closer than you think. Now, I talked about invisible disabilities. There's another disability that many people don't even realize is a disability. And in the crowd in front of me today, more than 50% of you have it. More than 50% of you are wearing an aid on your face. What am I talking about? Glasses. That's right. If you have glasses or you wear contacts, guess what? You're part of my club. There was a time not too long ago where people were embarrassed to wear glasses, where people chose to get LASIK surgery because they didn't want us to be seen wearing glasses. People say to me when I say this in my speeches, but glasses are normal. Everybody wears glasses, it's normal. So when does the wheelchair become normal? When does a walker become normal? When do hearing aids become normal? When do arm crutches become normal? When do prosthetics become normal? For all of you, the answer is today. After today, all of these things should be normal because we are all normal people. And I love this quote by Ted Lasso. Stay curious, not judgmental. So when I see somebody jumping out of their lifted pickup truck parked in an accessible parking stall, I remind myself, stay curious, not judgmental. And I will ask, hey, excuse me, do you have a valid permit to be parking there? And if they say yes, I say, okay, cool, thank you, just checking. Because I can't be like, show me your disability card. How can you be parking here? Same thing with the bathroom stall. I can tell when somebody needs that stall, they'll come out and they'll often say, oh, sorry, I needed it. And I was like, hey, it's okay, no problem. But when you come out of the stall like this, I know your intent behind that too, right? I also want to remind everybody that nobody is immune from disability. Nobody is. You can either be born with it, you can acquire it later in life like I did, or if you are lucky enough, you will age into it. So if everybody isn't thinking about accessibility and inclusion, you should be. It will affect you. It will affect your family members. This isn't a us versus them. This is a we problem. This is a we solution. When the general able-bodied population starts, supporting people with disabilities, starts showing up to rallies, starts writing letter MLAs, watch how fast things change. We need your support. We need your help. Yes, there are 1.3 billion of us around the world, but there are almost 9 billion of us collectively. That voice is so much more louder. That voice is so much more powerful. And if we think about making this universal design, if we think about making spaces accessible for the person who has the highest amounts of needs, everybody else will be able to use it too. Like, did you know that able-bodied people can walk up ramps? Did you know that? So why do we have stairs? Aesthetics. And on that note, I want to give a shout out to Ram for providing this amazing lift here. Yes, thank you, Ram. This is not something I see very often. And when I came into the space this morning and they told me they had a lift, I was like, what? A lift? Usually it's a very steep ramp, but this is a very high stage, so I'm really glad that they have a lift here today. That makes me feel included. That makes me feel seen. That makes me feel like I belong. Just the little things. Thinking about these things. Because it really does make an impact, for sure. Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. Marie Curie is one of my mentors. Being an X-ray tech, kind of have to. This lady put herself through so much so that modern science could be where it's at today. And I love this quote. What I said before, when we're talking to people, I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not going to say anything at all. I don't want to look at you and be offensive, so I'm not just going to look at you at all. That's actually more offensive than to say the wrong thing. And I'm the person to say the wrong thing too, so if you want to, come up to me afterwards, and I'll just correct you and move forward. Now, of course, I have to do a shameless plug. Of course, watch my TV show. It's called Push. It's on CBC Gen. We got 2 seasons. It's filmed here in Edmonton. It's about my life and the lives of my wheelie peeps. We talk about everything. No subject is off the table because we told the producers, we want to show everything or we show nothing. And so we showed everything. Probably too much. Now this next slide is also a QR code, and I would really appreciate if you took your phones out and you were able to scan it. This next one is for me. It's for you to tell me what you think of me, what I can do to improve, what can I do better. No, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Sorry. and getting feedback live from a live audience is better than anything, because I always believe that we can do better and be better, and I've never given the same keynote twice. It's always been different every single time, and so I really appreciate any feedback, any love, anything that you have to say to me. I really, really appreciate it. And we're going to end off by sharing my 3 G's. Gratitude, grounding, and growth. These are the 3 G's that have kept me peaceful, that have kept me regulated, and that have allowed me to continue to push myself forward every day. I know each of you has to go through things where you have to push yourself. You have to say to yourself, I gotta do this. My kid needs me to do this. My team needs me to do this. My parents need me to do this. My friend needs me to do this. So what are your G's? What are your values? What are the things that you would never ever give up on that are non-negotiables to you? These are mine. And feel free to adopt them, feel free to take them. I don't have any hold on them. Like I talked about before, the gift of a gratitude practice. Practicing gratitude every day, you know what the beauty of this is? So first of all, not only has gratitude been studied many, many times and proven to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, what gratitude practice does is every day, you have to look for things in your day to be grateful for. Once you're done saying, I'm grateful for my friends, my family, my house, the kind of generic things that we all say we're grateful for, you have to think about it. You have to look in your day. Okay, what am I going to be grateful for tomorrow? Well, tomorrow in my gratitude journal, you guys are going in it. This event is going in my gratitude journal, and it has been in my gratitude journal since I got booked to speak on the stage. I am so incredibly grateful to be here, to share my messages with you. And when you are looking for things in your day to be grateful for, you're actually tricking your brain. You're telling your brain, I don't have time to think about the anxiety, to think about the depression. I don't have time to be overwhelmed, because I need to find something to be grateful for. And it's these small, minute shifts that happen every single day that lead up to huge changes. Darren Hardy calls it the compound effect. Small changes every day lead to huge, monumental changes in your business, in your family, in your personal life, in your finances, in your health, all of it. Eating an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? Eating 7 apples before your doctor's appointment isn't really going to help you, is it? Same kind of concept. The gift of gratitude changed my life for the better, and I know it can do the same for you. Grounding. Does anybody know about grounding? This is fairly hippy-dippy, and I don't know how hippy-dippy you guys are, but I'm going to go there, okay? This is also studied. There's been a number of studies that have shown that grounding actually works. So when shoes came into the human existence, that small piece of plastic or cork or whatever they were made of back in the day, when that came into human existence, the instances of inflammatory diseases, cancers, and other diseases skyrocketed because we were no longer grounded with the earth. Yes, we are human beings, but we are also earthlings. We come from this planet Earth. We need to touch Earth. And I didn't know anything about grounding until 2019, when I was experiencing really, really high highs and really, really low lows. My therapist said, girl, you need to ground. And I was like, what is that? And she said, go outside and put your feet in the dirt. It was October. I was like, girlfriend, no. Like, I don't feel hot or cold, but I know better than to put my feet on frozen ground. So then I found out about earthing mats, and so I sleep on an earthing mat. It's plugged into the grounding port of my electrical outlet. I sleep on it, and since then, everything has leveled out. And the way I ground now is by hugging trees. I absolutely love to hug trees. Trees are such an essential part of life on this planet. So I love it. So if you're ever feeling like flighty or kind of out of your body, I invite you to go touch a tree, lay on the grass, take your shoes and socks off and go walk on the grass. The Tour de France bike team, before every race, they take their shoes and socks off and they stand on the grass for 15 minutes. And they always win. Coincidence? I think not. That's science. Lastly, growth. Growth is magical, messy, and worth it. Mike, you talked about growth earlier today. It says it on here, learn, grow, and lead. If we are not growing, we are being stagnant. In an industry like Alberta Blue Cross, that is not okay. We cannot have stagnation. We need innovation, we need courage, we need growth, we need resilience, we need leadership, we need safety, we need bravery. How did Alberta Blue Cross get here for 77 years? Not by playing safe, not by playing small, not by being stagnant, by investing in your team's growth, by investing in your team's health, by investing in your team's wealth. I have seen, just in the short time that I've met you guys and I've interacted with you, that you do provide each other courage. After hearing Mark speak, that's easy to see. Your leaders provide your teams courage. And in turn, your teams provide courage for your leader to lead. Courage and bravery, like I said, is something that is always within us. Always. It's what we do with that courage and bravery that really shows our character. Everybody around the hand for my sister Kelly. I have a single last question for you. What do you stand for? Is it for well-being? For inclusion? Is it for courage? We should have done this before. What is it that you stand for? Is it for your team? Is it for your family? My legs get a little stage fright sometimes. So just give me a moment here. And like I said, spasticity, so right now my hamstrings are not letting go. It's okay, ladies, you're safe. Whatever it is that you stand for, let it be the spark that ignites your fire to be more brave and to be more courageous and to push yourself forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean. That was, your story is amazing. You are amazing. A couple of things that I thought about, we talk about resilience and perspective, and there's something that I often say is, when times get tough, you can either get bitter or you can get better. And it's people like me that are so inspiring because she's not only decided to not be bitter and make herself better, but make the world